Hello everyone, today I am here with a different type of video. Usually I make videos about books, but sometimes I mention stuff about college. So today I'm doing a college advice type video. This is kind of a reflection on how my first 2 years of school went, what I learned in college things. So I separated these into two categories. I have class related things and then social related, which is really just everything that's not class. We'll start off with the class related things. The first one I have here is don't be afraid to change your schedule, and going along with that, don't be afraid to talk to an advisor about your schedule. I change my schedule all the time. Everyone who knows me personally knows that I have the date on the calendar when the next semester's schedule is released so I can start planning. I am obsessed with my class schedule, basically. It's kind of a problem. But so going along with that, I also go to my advisor very often. I was really lucky that in my school I was assigned an advisor, so I wouldn't have to go out and find somebody. I have been with her throughout my whole 2 years so far. They tell us, just really try to go twice a year. And I'm I'm gonna go twice a week because I really don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it's not that often. It's fine. So go talk to your advisor. They're really fun and chill. And they do help sometimes. But yeah, I change my schedule all the time. During ad drop, I change it. So I always have this set schedule that I've come up with after 2 months of thought. And then I always change it when it comes time for school anyway. So number two, I have, going along with the whole advisor thing is that you know yourself better than anybody else. So if you're taking a class, or you want to take a class that might be harder, and your advisor is kind of saying maybe don't take that class yet, just wait, you can take it later. Sign up for the class anyway. See how it turns out, because you never know. I really wanted to take a Shakespeare class my freshman year, and I had all the prereqs, but it was a 300 level lecture class in my second semester, which apparently is not ideal. I don't know. I did fine in the class. I got a B+, and it was great, and I really enjoyed it. So just take your advisor's advising with a grain of salt, because you know yourself better than anybody else. Number three, nobody does all the readings. Some people might do most of the readings. If you are falling behind on readings, you are not the only one. Don't stress about the readings. I was really good at keeping up with my readings freshman year for a couple of my classes, and then you realize very quickly what classes you have to do the readings for and what ones the readings don't really matter for, which is terrible advice, but it does help prioritize things, which is coming up later. Number four, it's not too late to learn about something new, so don't be afraid to explore. Everybody always says college is the time for exploration. Go learn things about yourself and take classes that you wouldn't normally take, or things that weren't offered in your high school and that kind of stuff. So for me, I always knew that I was going to be an English major, but I always had this second option that I wanted to double major in something, and that ended up not working out. But I do have 3 minors now, so I have explored a little bit. I am taking theater classes, which I never would have thought that I'd be taking. I was always that kid that was oh yeah, I'd love to be an actress because I talk to myself while I'm mowing the lawn. I took a scenic art class, which I didn't really want to take because I'm I'm gonna be bad at this, and it was really interesting and I loved it and the professor was great. And then there are classes that you'll take that you're oh, this sounds kind of interesting, and you'll take it and you'll be wow, I never want to take a class like that ever again. It goes both ways, but you can't know unless you try. Also, I'm really sorry if you can hear the Roomba downstairs. He's so loud. Number 5. This probably does not apply for everybody, but I was top 10 in my high school class. I never ended a course with a B in my life until college. So that's what this one is. 1B is not going to kill you. For other people, it's maybe 1C isn't going to be the end of the world, or 1D isn't going to be the end of the world. But for me, it was oh no, I got a B, what am I gonna do? But yeah, I have a 3.92 GPA right now, so I'm good. But that does mean that I've gotten a couple of Bs. You don't need a 4.0 to get far in life. There are other things that come into getting a job or going to grad school or whatever you want to do. So last one for the class section kind of ties into the next section, but it is time management skills. Learn them. I prioritize things. I started making to-do lists. Everybody's seen those triangle things where it's oh, you can have good grades or social life or enough sleep, but you can only have 2 of those. But that's also a lie. You can have all 3. Don't worry. I am the kind of person who needs a lot of sleep. I need my 8 hours, but a lot of times I do only get 7. I need a lot of sleep and I get good grades. Obviously, we just talked about that. But I also think I have a social life. I mean, I'm in a social sorority and I have a job. So that's another thing on the triangle that become a square. I have friends that I hang out with. I do things. Yeah, I have a life that's not just school and sleeping. and work. So yeah, it is possible to do all of the things. You just have to prioritize your time. I really like to spend Sundays doing a lot of work, so if I'm going to hang out with people on Sundays, it's usually like, oh, let's just get lunch, and then like I can go do my essay that was due at midnight. I'm also pretty good at doing work, in the mornings between classes. I'll get food and then I'll do homework for the class, either preferably the class that was the one that I just finished so that I'm ahead, but usually it's more, oh, I have to do this assignment for that class that I'm going to in like 40 minutes. Like, oops. It's kind of like I build in study hall. So, on to the social life related things. First off, I have this one. People who look like they have their life together, like, you know who they are. Like, they wear heels to class, they carry like bags instead of like backpack, they have pencil skirts like that match every day of the week. People that have their lives together or look like they do, they don't. I know a couple of them and they don't have their lives together, and it's okay because none of us have our life together. And we can pretend that we do, and that's fine. Like, it's good to pretend. But don't worry about it. Like, don't stress out if it looks like people know what they're doing and you're, like, freaking out because you don't know what you're doing and, like, oh god, I'm gonna die here. Everybody is lost and confused and exploring and learning new things, and it's all fine. Number 2 is you will find out what you are passionate about. I used to write a lot when I was a kid. Write down stories about, like, my stuffed animals and all that kind of stuff. I moved on to writing longer stories and, like, typing things. Did a lot of writing growing up, but I stopped in high school for the most part. Late high school, I was not writing as much as I used to. That was also when my like career goals changed, and I was like, well, I can't be a writer, so maybe I'll be an editor. That's a different story. Right, so I had written so much as a child, and like I loved it. It was so much fun. And then high school happened and the beginning of college happened, and I like was not writing anymore. Like I took creative writing classes, so I was writing for that, but it wasn't the same. So one day I was on the bus and I was struck with inspiration. So I was like writing down this thing on my phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. And like it just kind of brought over like this wave of nostalgia of like how much fun I used to have writing, and it kind of made me realize that that is something that I still want to do. I had done band from 5th grade up until 12th grade. I had played multiple instruments throughout my time, and then college came and I was going to do marching band, and then I was like, actually, I don't really like marching band, so I'm not gonna do marching band. So freshman year, I did not play any instruments or anything, and then sophomore year rolled around, beginning of sophomore year, didn't do any music. Second semester came by, and one of my friends, she like mentioned something about going to pick up her horn, and I was like, horn? Like a French horn? And she's like, yeah, do you play an instrument? And I was like, yeah, I used to play the oboe. Join the concert band. And I was like, that's a thing? So then I joined the concert band, and I realized how much I missed playing an instrument so much. Going to band was so much fun, like learning new music. I loved it. So going to college and being able to drop out of the things that you were just doing to get into college. I did all these sports just because like my friends were doing them, because I wanted something to do, blah blah blah. But I was not like passionate about any of them. So going to college, you can get rid of all those things that you were doing just for fluff or because your parents told you to or whatever. Like if you take a break from things and then you realize how much you miss them, I think that that's like the best way to learn what you really love. Number 3, all of the best friendships that you will make come organically. I had a couple of friends that I like tried to force friendships with, kind of. I saw that they were all friends and I was like, hey, can I like hang out with you guys? We don't really talk anymore. There are other friends that I met and we literally can't remember how we became friends. We remember meeting and everything, and then like blurry, and then it's like, bam, we were best friends and we don't know what happened. It's kind of crazy. A lot of people say the people you meet the first day of school, you will not be friends with down the line. And that's kind of sad because I have at least one friend that I made the first day of school and we are still friends now. So that really depends on if it is an organic friendship or if it was one of those forced things where you saw some people and you're like, you guys look cool, please let me in. All of the friends that I have that I'm like really excited to see come fall, they're the friends that I don't remember exactly what happened, but now we're like really close. That's just kind of how friends work. Going along with that one, number 4 is make time for your friends in our busy lives, like especially during finals. Like finals are the worst. I am one of those people that really values friendship, so I like always make time for my friends. Grades are great, but networking is one of the other key things. Everybody has to eat at some point, even during finals when you're studying, so you can just go to the dining hall and like have a meal and then separate and write your essay and study your self-structure or whatever. Number 5. It is okay to quit your job. In high school, I started working at my job when I was 16, and I still work there now when I'm like home. I'm not going to quit it until I have a real job. It's fine. But in school, I have been searching for a job. Finally, second semester, like halfway through, I get a job. And it sucks. It's awful. Like, at least at my job at home, like the people that I work with are pretty great. The job that I had at school, like, the people were not nice. They were not good workers either, so I was, like, doing, like, more work than them. It was just a weird situation. Like, I did not like that job at all, and I thought I was gonna be stuck there because it was so hard for me to get a job. But I kept applying to places. I got a new job, and so immediately I quit my old job and went to this new job, and it's been so great. As somebody who is like afraid to quit their job, I've found that it was definitely a good thing. The work is 10 times better, even though it's like very similar. Like, I went from waitressing to another like food service job. I love my new job more than my old job, and I'm so glad I quit because I don't know what I would be if I were stuck there. The last thing that I learned in college: sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone. So for this, I'm mostly talking about like joining new clubs, like meeting new people and putting yourself out there. I'm shy around new people, so joining a sorority was very intimidating. Going to the school that I went to is very intimidating because I literally knew one person going into it, and we weren't that close. It was like my best friend's sister. So I was basically going into this school not knowing anybody, and it's a school out of my state. So everybody else knows each other or like knows where each other's from, or oh wait, you go to this school, so my cousin goes there. Do you know like so and so? Oh yeah, like we played lacrosse together. So yeah, the first semester I did not know anybody. Like I had made friends, it was fine. And as the year has gone on, I can get on a bus and I'll probably recognize at least one person in like a 40,000 person school. If I'm in the dining hall, I'm definitely going to see somebody I know. It's crazy. Sometimes you just have to like go and do the things that you're afraid to do, going along with the outside your comfort zone thing. So like joining the sorority wasn't as scary for me. Like I'd done a lot of research about it and all this stuff. Like I'm crazy. I knew what I was getting myself into for the most part. But then it came time for us to recruit, and that was the scariest thing I ever had to do. There's just so many things to worry about. Like you have to like worry about what you're saying, you have to worry about what they're saying, you have to worry about like whether or not they seem interested. So yeah, that was just very like outside what I'm used to doing. Sometimes you just have to go outside your comfort zone a little bit. I guess going along with that, I like to try to make a friend in every class now because I had classes where I was just sat alone quietly and it was like really awkward. So now I like try to make a friend like on the first or second day of class, and that's really scary for me because again, I don't like talking to people. It's paid off. Like I've made some good friends from like talking to them on the first day of school. Like, oh hey, excited for this class? No. Oh cool, me neither. It really pays off in the end. So yeah, that's my spiel. So that was my what I learned in college halfway point reflection. I would love to do more of these videos. I love watching college advice videos. I love watching like move-in day videos, what to pack, what not to pack, like how to apply, blah blah blah. I love that stuff, so I will definitely make more videos if it gets viewed. Thank you for watching. Like this if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Goodbye!